So we're going to go into some flexibility today. And if you have your watch, now is your time to go ahead and turn it on. We just have a mobility 2 that we're going through. Mobility 2 will need a PVC pipe, little resistance band here for our legs. On the PVC pipe, if you don't have a PVC pipe, a broomstick will work, a sweeper, a towel will work. Just hold it tight. All right. And inside Mobility 2 today, what we're going to be looking at is making sure that we're trying to push into new ranges of motion, okay? So these new ranges of motion that we're trying to find are going to be found within us holding the stretch and then us relaxing into the stretch, okay? So first we're just going to start out with a nice little warm-up. Wow, I'm sore. Good warm-up here. So what we have here are dowel rolls. All right, so we're warming up the shoulders, okay? You should feel a good stretch in the chest too. I hit chest pretty heavy last night too. But in the chest and in the shoulders is what we're trying to separate. You're trying to keep the elbows straight, okay? And you might have to start out further away, but over time, what you wanna do is try to see about your mobility getting a little bit closer together. All right, so the arms are trying to get closer together. You're trying to really see about that 180-degree range of motion that we have inside the shoulder joint. Perfect. Now we're gonna go into our little windmills up and over. So one hand stays down by your side, the other arm comes up and around, and now it's behind you. And then we'll alternate, bring it back in front of us, okay? So windmills to the right. Again, the arms stay straight. We'll go windmills to the left. Yes. Yes. Perfect. I wonder where Sue's been. She's been gone. Can you get Kayla back? All right, perfect. Once we got in there, we're gonna go ahead and start to set into a little bit of overhead squats for 10. Our arms are gonna be straight up. What we want our shoulders to be doing, we don't want our shoulders shrug all the way up. We want our shoulders down our back and squeezing into the middle of our back, okay? So now that we have our arms ready, overhead, our fists are to the ceiling, feet are out, mine's shoulder width apart. Now I like to turn my toes out a little bit too, because you know, that's good for us women. We're gonna sit down into an overhead squat. Oh yeah. If you have the opportunity to be in front of a mirror to check out your form, go ahead and do that. We have 10 of these, sitting straight down. Trying to make sure all the weight stays to the outside of the feet down in here, guys. All right, overhead squat, arms are straight up, okay? Your body is gonna be a little more forward for this, but we really are looking for that straight line when we're talking about finding the center of gravity and then putting a straight line through it. That's where we want to be. All right. Good. We're going to go ahead and get 10. I'm on 7. You might be a little further along, and that's fine. Really checking in with those hips. What do you feel? Where's tight? My ankle, my left foot is not wanting to stay down. Good. Awesome. All right. One thing we're going to be doing before we get into keep the PVC pipe handy, I'm just going to put it to the side real quick. Before we get into our actual stretches inside the shoulder, we're going to go into our upper body extremity circuit. So we are feet shoulder width apart. You're going to inchworm down. So on the inchworms, legs stay straight. We're going to inchworm down into a plank. Upper extremity circuit involves a push-up. Then you pike back. Right hand comes to, our left hand comes to right foot. Come back to plank, and then switch opposite side, back to plank, and walk up. All right, so again, walk it out, push it up. Pike, plank, pike, plank, whoop, walk it back up. Let's get 5 of those. Walk it out, push up, pike, touch, plank, pike, touch, plank. Come on, up. Don't forget to breathe here, and if you need to modify to your knees on the push-up, totally cool. Get the chest to the floor, pike it back up, onto the toes, switch, and go. So if you're the type of person that gets a lot of wrist pain from being on your hands, really try to get those fingertips working with the arms, okay? That's what's gonna help save those wrists. So it's gonna help strengthen those wrists. Overall, good thing. All right, we're gonna grab those PVC pipes one more time. We're gonna go into some external rotation. Now, here, I'm actually gonna come down just a minute so you guys can see. Here, what we're trying to do is, we're gonna externally rotate our shoulder, and we're gonna hold this, and then we're gonna relax this, then we're gonna hold this, and then we're gonna pull a little bit more. So we're trying to create new ranges of motion. So I'm gonna give you instructions on what to do and when to do it, okay? So the first thing you need to do is put your hand in the palm, like an L shape, okay? We're gonna put that PVC pipe right in the middle of that thumb and that finger. From there, we're gonna take and bend our elbow, okay? And grab with the other hand underneath, grab the PVC pipe, okay? Now, from here, I'm straight on, but my elbow's still kind of forward, right? So I want you to kind of start to bring it out. As you bring it out, you should feel the stretch intensify in the back side of your shoulder. Once you feel that good, try to get it out 90. So come on down the PVC pipe with your guide hand. Pull it out. Let me give you a profile view. Pull it out to 90. All right, we're stuck in here. And we're just holding with our fingertips. Everything else is just relaxing, okay? In just a moment, we're gonna let go of the PVC pipe on the top hand, okay? But that wrist or the whole arm is going to make sure that it's still driving to the ground, okay? We're gonna create a little bit more range of motion. I'm gonna stay sideways so y'all can see what I'm talking about. In 3, 2, and 1, I let the PVC pipe go and I'm still holding it. I'm actually trying to pull my arm back, pull it down, try to create more range of motion right inside of here. 5 seconds, get ready to grab the PVC pipe again. 2, 1, relax and bring it into a little deeper stretch. Ah, wow, some good range of motion right there. 3, 2, and rest. All right, that should have been some good range of motion right in that shoulder. All right, we're gonna do that same side one more time. So you saw where I started out, and the goal is trying to get 90. Without us, don't overcompensate. So try not to be leaning in. I want you to stand strong, stand tall. You got a nice strong core braced, okay? Here we go again. Palms out, PVC pipe between finger and thumb. Bend the elbow, come on through. Externally rotate in a good, comfortable stretch, and then pull it out 90 degrees. All right, we're holding, we're standing up tall in our core. We're just letting our shoulder relax while we're holding with the finger. In 3 seconds, you're gonna let the PVC pipe go and let it go. Hold it down, keep pulling that arm down. Try to drive that thumb down to the ground. Keep working, core's tight, don't lean. Get that PVC pipe ready to get back in the hand. 3, 2, and grab and then relax. You should feel that you've gotten deeper range of motion. And if you've been watching from when I started, I've definitely gotten some deeper range of motion. Just good. 3, 2, and rest. Good shoulders. Hey, shoulders. All right, opposite side. Same thing. If you want to stand, you can stand. Just trying to get on the level. Feels good down here. All right, here we go. Palm up, right? PVC pipe in the palm. Grab that hand from underneath. Bam. And we're out 90 degrees. So I want you to start checking your forearm, okay? The forearm is what we want parallel to the floor, okay? So good, comfortable stretch. In just a moment, we'll start to let that PVC pipe go and hold it on our own. 3, 2, do it, hold it, create space. Yeah, fire it up. Stand up tall, do not lean. 3, 2, and get you a good stretch. I don't know, it kind of looks like I'm leaning, but I promise I'm not. I'm straight up. That was a good stretch. 3, 2, let it go, shake it out. Oh, yeah. Okay, we can go right in there again. All right, palms up, grab it, get it back together. 90-90, elbows straight out. Remember, if you have a mirror and you can be in front of to check your form, it's always helpful. Mirrors do not always mean vanity, although we like them. 3, 2, and let it go. Pull it down, pull it down, pull it down. Hold it. Get ready. 3, 2, and pull it a little bit more. Good. And let that go. Yes. All right, shoulders. Thanks for coming to entertain. Perfect. We're gonna get in. Lovely, lovely. Starting to get into these hips a little bit, okay? So on these next movements, we have Cossack squats, all right? We're gonna shift from right to left. I'm gonna give you a couple of variations. The first variation is the most modified variation, okay, that we have. Hands go down on the ground, you shift to right. You really aim to pull your chest up. You don't have to bring your hands off the floor, but really aim to pull the chest up. Hips go high, walk it over with the hands, sit it back down opposite side, okay? So that's that first form of Cossack squat. Second form, we're here, okay? All the way down and up, come up and over here with or without the hands going back side to side. If you know what you're gonna do already, you can go ahead and get going, okay? Or our most progressed form, go ahead and have a seat, stand it up, push it over, and then take another seat, stand it up, and push it over. And while you're taking those seats, you're really not trying to get a momentum going, okay? Because not only is that jarring the adductors, it's not creating the extra strength that we're looking for on these end ranges of motion. So if you find yourself getting stuck from the floor, put that left hand or the inside hand behind you, push you up, and then move from there. Okay, the whole while, the heels stay down on the ground, guys, okay? Side view, let me get in here for you. Heels stay down on the ground. Back here, again, if you want to sit it down, good. When you come up, no rocking, maintain control, left and right. Good. Got about 25 seconds left in this. Trying really not to rock, trying to really work on that mobility. And if you're finding yourself up in here, walking over, that's fine. Each time you're trying to push your hips lower and lower. All right, each time, push your hips lower and lower. Good, 3, 2, and rest. Sit down, perfect. We're gonna get into these hips, okay? Oh, get my foot. Here we go. All right, so what we're gonna do next is we're going to go into splits, okay? Well, we're gonna work on our adductors. So what I want your feet to do, let me go this way so you guys can see my whole feet. All right, so what I'm wanting your feet to do is come down and the toes, the inside of your feet, touch the ground, and then we're pulling back up. And then once we get pulled back all the way to the back, what I want you to do is put your hands on your calves and give yourself a gentle roll back. And we're gonna hold that. okay? So let's tip all the way down. Really feel where we're stuck at in those hips. Come all the way back, roll it, and let's hold and relax in here. All right, hold, good stretch. In 3 seconds, you're gonna push your upper body forward. Still hold on to your legs. Let's push forward. Push forward, deeper stretch, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Creating new space. You might already be down to the floor. I'm not, that's okay. And relax, come on back up, let that go. Toes tap to the floor. Did that get a little bit easier? It did for me. All right, give me just a couple passes right there. You might find yourself wanting to scoot up a little bit closer, open up those legs a little bit wider. Good, take them down. We're gonna get ready to pull them back. Gentle roll back with the hands. Sit up nice and tall, heart is to sky. Good mid-thigh stretch, inner thigh stretch. 3 seconds, you're gonna bend forward. Keep those toes to the sky. Bend forward from the hips, keep the toes to the sky. Ooh. Ooh, if you need your hands. Go ahead, but keep those toes to the sky. 3, 2, and come on out of that. Ooh, yes. Pull them things together. Lay on back. We're gonna get into those internal hip flexors or hip rotators now. Real quick so we can stretch it out from the inside. All right, so you're gonna heel toe your feet out and just drop your knees forward. You should start to feel that stretch where you were just cramping up at, right here. Good stretch. So we're just hanging out here for another 5 seconds, and then we'll get those hands on the thighs and we'll get ready to push. Ready? Push those thighs down gently, push them down, push them down. Create the new space, create the new space. All right. And now I want you to go ahead and relax everything. 3, 2, come out of that. Oh. All right. So, getting those hips together. You remember what we did with the shoulder and the PVC pipe to stretch it out? We're gonna do the same thing with the hips and the internal rotators. So, feet are together, we'll heel toe out, and then we're gonna drop the knees into the middle of the body, or midline. Woo-hoo. Yeah, check them out. Good stretch, just trying to really relax. And then we're gonna contract, meaning that we're gonna pull, actively pull our knees closer to the ground. Ready? Let's go. Pull those knees closer to the ground. Actively, meaning with those legs, pull them down to the ground. Good stretch. Good stretch. In 3 seconds, you're just gonna relax into that new stretch. Relax. That new range of motion. Ooh, that's a deep stretch. But breathe through it. 3, 2. Oh, yes. Good deal. We're gonna get back into those external rotators now. So you're up, flip up, and we're in our pigeon. Okay, so we have one foot straight out in front of us. Think of everything being lines. All right, other foot is to the side, right in line with your mat if you have one. All right, and what I want you to do is I want you to try to swing this back leg around. You might just be able to swing it around like this, and that's okay. But if you can get it to where that knee is on the ground, perfect, okay? Because what we're really looking to do is roll the hips, okay? We're trying to roll the hips to the right while we're stretching out this left leg, so we can feel this deep in our hip flexors, or excuse me, deep in our rotators, okay? So we're rolling, and we're holding that roll. Hold that roll 10 seconds. Good. Deep breaths. Try not to be holding your breath. 3, 2, and relax into that new range of motion. That's a deep stretch. When we roll out, we're gonna literally roll out. 3, 2, roll out the same way you came in. back to that. We'll get a little better. Ooh. I don't know if you guys did the lower body 4. When y'all get to doing that, y'all get to that one, that's a good one. Here we go. Roll it on over that back leg, or remember if you need to have it bent, that's okay. All right, and start to roll those hips on to the left while you're trying to stretch out that right. Keep rolling until it's a strong yet comfortable, good stretch. And we're pushing down 10 seconds. Don't forget to breathe here. 3 seconds, we're just going to relax into this new range of motion. 2, rest. Let everything go. Oh yes, roll out of that. Switch to the other side. Back to the first side. Now this time, you can get those elbows down. Get those elbows down, all right? But don't compromise, okay? If you wish to get your elbows down, make sure that your foot stays up, okay? Don't try to get that foot down just so you can get your elbows down, because now there's no real stretch that you're doing, okay? We have to have that leg out in order to create that external rotation, okay, on that hip to get that stretch. So make sure this foot is up, all right? Elbows go down. Big deep breath in, and we're gonna start to roll this right hip down, okay? Start to roll it down. Even if you wanna start to roll to that right. Good stretch, keep pushing. 5 seconds, we're gonna just rest into that position and let everything go. Big deep breaths into that new space. And fire up on that glute, roll on out of that. Oh, switch sides. Good deal. All right, same thing. I'm a little tighter on this side, and that's okay. Of course, sometimes that's to be expected, but making sure you're tapping in to your body and really starting to feel out what might be more overactive or underactive than the other. Okay, we want symmetry. Here we go. Roll it on in. Keep rolling, keep rolling. And relax into that new space. And let's roll on out of it. Oh, yeah. All right, Nita, for you, you're gonna have press ups, okay? So on those press ups, I just want you to hit right here. You're gonna go ahead and get 20 of those, and they can be slow and in control, but I want your heart to go to the sky, okay? So that's gonna turn on your core, both front and back. Really heart to sky each time, okay? Don't just go to try to flex on it, okay? We're gonna get into some scorpions, okay? And so hands are gonna be straight out, all right? And what I'm looking for is for you to lift that left leg up and then bring it over. What we're trying to do is get the foot to the floor. And then this knee that's hanging, like shooting out, we're trying to rotate it up to the ceiling. Good hip flexor stretch if you got that mobility, okay? If you're feeling that you don't have that mobility and you're stuck here, I'm okay with it. Good stretch, hang out, push into that. Remember to keep this opposite hip, we're trying to keep it down on the ground. All right, if you're not going all the way through scorpion, okay? Boop, pull that hip up, that knee up. And I find myself needing to turn my head as I'm doing these reps. So if you find yourself needing to turn your head, that's fine too. Good stretch. Oh yeah. You might be able to find yourself getting up to be able to touch your toes. We'll go a couple more here. finish out with some good hip mobility. Got the shoulders warm. Got all the joints warm. I want to do a little bit more ankle mobility with folks, but for the time being, we're good here. All right. So what we're going to be doing is getting into a little bit of some tabletop, but we have kind of like our hurdler stretch, but from the floor. Okay. This is really, really cool and really great if you have something like a wall to stand up by while you do it, so that you're not leaning. Okay, and we just give you this visual. But what we're going to do is our hurdler stretch that we normally do, where we take it, take our leg back, up, and around. Okay, so if you have a wall to brace yourself, you want your hip and your right hip and your right arm, your right shoulder into the wall as you kick back, up and around. Okay. And remember here, what we're really trying to do is keep the shin parallel to the floor as we turn, come up and over, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get 10 of those, 5 going back and then 5 coming forward, all right? And if you're not at the wall, that's okay. All right, back, ooh, hello hip, up and over, back, up and over. So that upper body shouldn't move. The only thing that's moving, excuse me, are the hips. Make sure you keep that toe flexed. And once you get 5, you can rotate on back the opposite way. Take your time. Nice angles. Just warm it up. Good. And we'll get the other side, back and around. Checking out where you're tight at. Where is it that you're tight? Get 5 more the opposite way. Keep going, get your 5. Just get that. I think I did. Alright. And once you get your 5 and 5, we're going to finish up on the band. The band. All right, and this isn't even the band. You know the band. That green thing, that's the band. Shout out to Rogue for their shorty bands. All right, so here we are with our band over top of our knees, okay? So the band's over top of our knees. We're gonna be in a 90 position, so toes are up, knees are up, and we're in this line right here, okay? So you guys know how I'm a stickler on engaging the side butt and the other stabilizers. Instead of coming up for a clam to where we're going to go to externally rotate, we're going to lift our leg or abduct our leg, and then we're going to internally rotate our hip at the top, okay? So it's gonna look like this. So we're gonna come up and internally rotate our hip at the top. So you'll see that the heel comes up because we're internally rotating that hip, okay? You're gonna start to feel a good bit of pressure right here. We're gonna go 10 on the right, and control. Make sure the toes stay nice and flexed, everything's controlled. One more. Boop. Nice. Woo-hoo. We'll switch to the other side. Roll it. Toes back. Knees in line. Everything up on that shoulder. Dig from the knee. We're coming up. Boop. Internally rotate. Ooh. challenging on this side, eh? For me, rather. All the way up and get that last little bit of that internal rotation at the top. Come on. Ooh, little burn. 10. Wow. Yes. I'll leave you with that. That was the mobility set for today. A little mobility, a little strength. You should feel those hips a little bit right in here in the side. It's a good set. Thank you for joining me on Mobility 2.